And a 1, 2, 3. Meow, 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 meow. And I'm gonna swap over to my other headset. Meow.
Okay. Try not to sneeze. Say something, Ty.
Say something, Ty.
Ty's dead. Oh no. Okay, well, Ty dead. Now we
Say
actually can't
something?
have it. Ty's alive! Quickly, beat him. Take advantage of his momentary weakness and exploit it.
In case of memory serves, we killed the slavers, rescued the people, and gave a severed head to a dire goat for them to play soccer with.
Those are all things that have happened. Yes, you took care of the bandits that were dabbling in slavery and failing. You found out that their leader has the people, but is probably just trying to offload them now, which is a good sign. But also, yeah, there's that chance that they are trying to sell them. But you'll find out one way or another when you get back to Zenroku. And that's when you guys decided that we have to go back to Zenroku, mostly also because that's the journey and path route you were going to take. So after a few days, and by a few days I mean some hellish days, because you're still next to a desert and the weather mage has only one ability, so he can either make it so it's not windy or it's not hot.
I can produce food.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about on the food side. I'm saying that it's always going to be one of those two things, windy or hot.
Let's keep the wind, because if it's not hot, then the wind feels nice.
Yep. That's probably a good choice.
So I'd like to say it here, during that, from here until I empty it, I'll be drinking from the 1-gallon bottle jugs of beer. How long would you estimate it takes to finish one of those?
Are you actively trying to finish it as quickly as possible?
At the rate of like what a canteen, I guess, would be. So it's probably like half an hour a day. Maybe.
Yeah, about.
Alright, so
yeah. So the dwarf is currently enjoying what most would call the drunken stupor. He would call culture.
And I like to state, I will keep the empty bottle jugs.
Yes, that's an important detail. Keep the jugs.
Yes, because I'm using them to fill with water afterwards.
That's fair. And yeah, besides the dwarf's drinking problem,
I think he has a few problems.
And the half elves, I don't know what problem. And the half orc's problem of why am I here and why must I kill?
You kill in order to make the world better.
Yes, that's why the half orc murders. Those are the reasons why he commits murder.
I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. All I know is I must kill.
Yep. Besides that, it's going pretty good. I mean, you guys are making stunning progress through the wilderness. It's a long, tiring journey, but it's a journey you're doing with friends. And by friends, I mean colleagues. And by colleagues, I mean colleagues. So, while you guys are all handling that, and you eventually get back through the twisting deserts, hot terrain, because it's a type of desert where there's not a lot of sand. It's just really dry. So the crackle of the ground underneath you is the salt.
Yep.
Yep. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And 4 days later, you lot are back in town. Tired, sweaty, and having accomplished several useful things, mainly taking out some bandits. That's the most useful. Because you can say that uh, to somebody who will hopefully pay you money. Or, on the very last side, you'll make it so it's a safer route. And thus, the good deed will be your payment. As all good deeds should be your payment. No monetary value should be assigned them. As is what is right with the world, and the dwarf is having a seizure. Because that goes against everything his culture talks about. Yep. Yeah. So, Zenroku is still a lively, very massive city because of its design aesthetics as a tiered city. Since its tiers are all built with the expressed idea of making it so that it's actually a group of towns, effectively, each of which are interconnected. Uh, it's rather a pleasant trip because each district either does have a wall or doesn't have a wall. So you're dealing with the fact that sometimes, when you come in, you're like, hey, there's no wall here. That's nice. And then it's like you get to the next district, which is like, we need walls to keep ourselves safe from this district, which makes it so this pot-marked look upon the land. The soft smell of city and industry floods the air, which is always a nice sign that you're in the right place at the right time. But most importantly, besides all this lovely detail, looking around for slaves, slavers, a bandit with the description of what you were supposed to be looking for, inevitably, luckily, turns up nothing. Which is honestly a good sign, because that means that she probably just dropped them off. But then again, it's a big city, and exploring all of it simply isn't in the purview of your schedules.
Nope. We have very specific things we must do.
Yeah. Very specific things. Mostly involving doing the job you were paid to do.
Yes, that.
We'll keep an eye out for them.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, if they're not here, that probably, or rather, the person that you were looking for that kidnapped them is not here. That probably means they're not here. Which is the good thing. Because if they're not here, that means they tried to sneak off and just abandon them here. So there's probably two professors to a university being like, yeah, we're these professors. And eventually will probably make their way back to the university. All you'll have to do is wait for your gnome friend to contact you, if she can. Or if she does.
Possibly.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly indeed. In the meantime, you guys get to go across your route. So, are you going to take the original route you planned, or are you going to take a new route?
What time of day is it right now? Like morning, afternoon, evening?
When you guys are going to be heading out, it's going to be morning. After you did all your work and stuff, it's been another day, so it's morning about 5 days later.
Okay. So at the moment, it is morning, and we're about to head out. Okay.
Yes, and that's why I'm asking, are you going to take the same route you were originally planning?
The original route we were going to originally take. So we're gonna.
Okay.
So, gonna have fun getting down to Arpton.
Yari, Arpton. You're going to go to Arpton, learn about the ARP trade.
Actually, quick question. Before we head out, I'm actually gonna go to like one of the general shops and ask like if they have any like stuff that can help with desert travel.
Oh, hello. You're looking for things for desert travel, eh?
Yeah.
Uh, going up to the desert, so you're heading over to Half-Shroud?
On our way, we're gonna be heading towards Opton. Yeah. Well, eventually to half that. Where on the map is that?
Okay, you're heading south then. And you're not going to be taking down the mountain passes. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. I'm not one to judge.
It's part of the
Since this
charm.
is probably going to get lost in the desert as you all die horribly. You know what? Only a 10% markup for you.
And what is it?
Standard prices in the DMG for desert equipment.
Okay, give me a second. Look that up.
Yep. Whatever the standard prices are, with only a 10% markup, because he pities you, because he thinks you're going to die alone in the desert.
Let's see. Goods, adventuring gear.
And that is not necessarily wrong.
I guess if I'm in the right section.
Listen, just spend your money, get on your way, and enjoy your life.
I'm not.
What of little of it
I'm
remains.
not seeing where desert gear is. How much does that normally go for?
If you're just talking about the clothing, it's 50 gold.
Alright, so that'd be 55 gold then.
Yeah, it's probably less, but we'll just say it's 50 gold.
Alright, so 55 gold. Okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah?
Over 55 gold.
Well, this is mighty fine of you. Have a lovely day.
Yep. Also, I'll throw down. Also throw it down. Like, get two more. I'll basically get the guys to come here and get their own. Fuck. I'll just get enough desert gear for a second. So that'll be 55, 100, 165.
165, yeah. Because someone already has desert gear.
Okay, so that would be then subtract 16 from 40.
Well, Kiri does math.
Yep. Okay. So,
What are the other two doing?
okay, so Ty and Jimpan, you guys got desert gear now.
Well,
I'll pay it back as soon as possible. But yeah, I can't exactly fish or anything for the desert, so I guess we're on our own as far as food is concerned.
I got that covered. Even though it's a desert, you're probably going to find at least a few bits of vegetation. I can work with that.
Good point.
Plus, there's probably an oasis
But
or so somewhere, even small ones.
yeah, but we'll use that to spend the night, so we can recharge and finish the desert war
Yep.
without passing out
Also,
or freezing to death
yep. Also, quick
in the
question.
in the cold.
yes, Kiri.
Where can I go to get those gallon jugs filled up with water? It's like a well.
Yeah, you can go to a well and just be filling up those jugs. People are going to be looking at you.
Yep, I fill up my jugs. The empty jugs I have now. So now they're jugs of water.
People are just staring at this odd dwarf. Is that a dwarf filling up jugs?
Yes.
My God. I knew the dwarves were having a hard time of it, but I didn't know they were that hard done by.
Yes.
My God. Dwarves. They're so poor. It's sad.
I take
And
my
thus-
potato sack off.
So sad. They're hideous, too.
I shrug.
Yes.
Walk back with 4 gallons of water.
Yep. And thus, in the morning, after the dwarf decided to take that extra time to, not in the previous day, but the day of, fill your jugs, you guys head out. And into the desert you will go. And the first sounds you hear of the lovely, lovely desert is the sound of, well, wind and sand.
Oh, goody.
Oh boy.
Wind, sand, and probably a bunch of bandits.
It's hard for
Oh.
us to survive. How hard would it be them to survive with a base?
Oh, come on. It won't be that bad. There's also this. You know.
Excellent. I can fill up my jugs.
Oh, no. You don't understand. You're in Zenroku. This is not a thunderstorm with water.
What is it?
So, Zenroku is very, very magical. So what is currently coming down is what at first looks like rain, but then you quickly discover is not rain. It is salt. It is salt.
It's
You're
a salt storm.
It is a salt storm.
So it's like hail coming down on you.
Yeah, it's salt. It's pockmarking your skin and just slashing you up because it's salt. It's actually really unpleasant. Mostly because there's also lightning. Also, the little bit of water that's in it is just basically pure salt water, which is further aggravating the shredding of your flesh. It's a double not nice.
Should have invested in a hair.
Do you want to go back and get some equipment for this?
Oh no, this is a few hours in. This is the good news. You're about a half a day's travel in at this point.
Set up tents.
Set up
We
we really need to find that oasis again, at least for cover.
Yeah, and as you're enjoying your time in this most lovely of places, excuse me, that was as you're enjoying your time there in the salt storm, setting up your camps as quickly as possible.
Yep.
You guys can all make survival checks to set up tents in this. Because it turns out setting up in a salt storm is hard. Almost like it's called a salt storm.
What check you got to make?
Survival. So Ragnar, you're able to get your tent up successfully, as are you, Mortarion. And you're able to corral the animals safely into the tents. You'll have to someone will have to make handle animal checks periodically to keep them calm,
Yeah.
because alright, Soul, you actually get your tent up too. So who wants to make the first round of handle animal?
I will.
Yep. Okay, you can make it. Mortarion, the donkeys are calm for right now. They're a bit anxious, almost like it's a salt storm. You can see some of them got injured a bit. You lot also, since it takes about an hour to set up tents, I'm going to roll some percentile chance to see if any lightning struck any of you.
Well,
Yes. Oh! So someone did get struck by lightning. Yay! Okay, so that's the good news. Everyone can make me a luck check, which is a D100. Remember, you want low. So Soul's the one that gets struck. That's actually good because he's actually
Does he have like resistance to electricity?
no, he's got evasion.
Roll evasion, dude.
Well, it's roll and reflex. So yeah, Ty, roll reflexes as you're setting up near the very end of the setting up of the tents. A lightning bolt hits in your area. It's potentially going to hurt.
Bugger.
Well, you're not dead, Ty. You're not dead. It hurts. Here you go, Ty. You're 32 damage.
I think he's unconscious.
Yeah, which sucks. But Soul can be dragged into the tent. He's at -11, which means that he is currently 6 HP away from being dead. The hail and whatnot, since it took you guys this much time to set up, only has done 3 damage, so he and you are all just painful because it's the early signs of the storm, which is the good news because then it wasn't the full hail. But yeah, you guys are now hiding out in the tent as the storm rages, and the salt storm is bad. And as the salt storm's raging, you hear in the salt storm the chiming of a bell.
I can't say anything. I'm pretty much knocked out.
Speaking of which, Soul, because Seawall's not here, I'll have Seawall's character roll to heal you. There you go. So, yeah, you're at. Don't worry, Ty. You're at 3 HP. Actually, I believe you started at 11, but at 0. So yeah, Ty, you're at 11 HP. You're in a lot of pain. You got hit by a lightning bolt. You just had some bad luck there. It happens, though. And you hear the chiming of the bell again.
Looking out my tent, like without sticking my head out, how far can I see?
You can roll me a perception check. It's hard to see, mostly because of, the whipping winds pulling up the salt flats. So you basically have to put on goggles, which luckily your desert clothes include. So you put your goggles on to look outside, and your goggles go, and you're staring out there, and you look at the situation, and you're like, okay, I see nothing. It is just hell. It is just a hellish display of salt, lightning, which is glassing parts of this, which then you see the salt just shred through the glass, which, let me be very clear here, when salt just shreds through glass, you then realize there's shards of glass in this as well.
Oh boy.
It's all in all just a very unpleasant experience. Probably why the man was like, yeah, you're, good luck. On the plus side,
when I get back.
You're also getting to experience the lovely sound of, well, a lot of things. This is the type of weather that draws out all the creatures of the Zanroku Desert. So all the wildlife, all the animals are all showing up. So you are getting to see all sorts of things, just moving shadows, shapes in the desert. And you can also see the tower. That tower. The tower that you can always see no matter where you are, as long as you're within a day's travel of the desert. Looming in the distance, always looking like it's a day's travel away. It's right there. Almost like it's mocking you. The passive magic of whatever being made it, radiating off lightly into the air. The only sign of civilization, despite how close you are to a major metropolis. It's honestly, besides the clashing of the thunder and the lightning, it's rather peaceful. Which is a nice touch because it helps you relax from all the other issues you're going to be having because you're realizing this is going to be going on a while. And that's the good news. So, the other good news is, hey, you can see that tower.
Yep.
You know, and your scythe has poison on it, and as you're sitting there in the pavilion tent with the donkeys, you've hooked all each other's tents up so you can easily go into the pavilion tent to help each other with the donkeys in case things go wrong.
And I'm going to stress that I'm taking the gear off them, so that way in case they run away, we don't lose them.
That's probably a smart choice. Donkeys are known to be pretty hard to control. Oh yeah. So, speaking of which, as you're all trying to batten down the hatches, so you're nursing what's going to become a very good lightning bolt scar on your body. Hogwarts is fuck. Yeah. So you're in some pain, but on the plus side, you now have a story to tell people about how you got a lightning bolt that one time, or rather, how you got struck by a lightning bolt. But
the day I got struck by lightning and survived.
Yeah, I mean, most people are going to be pretty impressed. To be fair, you survived because you had friends there, but that's the part you don't need to necessarily point out, is that otherwise you would have probably died and been unconscious. But yeah, and the other thing is, you also are just like, yeah, this is actually pretty good all over. The hot, sweaty smell of the desert fills the air. Also, it's still very dry, mostly because, there are rather very little moisture in this. Ragnar, you can also hear all this and can enjoy the sights and smells and sounds. Are you going to do anything in this lovely incident? Yeah. Speaking of which, you can hear the chiming of a bell again. The best bet is that it's most likely the bell of that tower far off in the distance.
Yeah, because unless someone actually wants to get struck by lightning, no human's going to control that bell, that's for sure.
Yeah. No man would ever dare use a bell in a lightning storm. You have to be mad, I say. Mad as a hatter.
Yeah, because it's something called metal.
Dum, dum, dum. Yep. And as you guys are trying to huddle in, as you're going back to your tent, Mortarion, you hear sounds from the pavilion tent.
What do I hear?
Oh, mostly the sounds of a donkey shrieking in pain.
I go to the pavilion tent to see what's happening.
Okay, you want to go to the pavilion tent and see what's happening.
I grab my scythe to make sure I keep my scythe with me, just in case.
Okay, Mortarion, you go into the tent and you see an undulating form currently half swallowing a donkey.
I call out, Ragnar's soul, help! And
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
that's
a. Oh yeah. Let me give you the full description. Yeah, it's undulating. It's very large considering it's swallowing a donkey. It's got 4 large purple pincers on this chitinous outer body, and then parts of it are this flabby white with purple splotches of chitin running along this flabby white leathery hide. Its 4 giant pincers spreading open to reveal a sort of suction cup mouth that extends outward with another additional 4 pincers to hook and manipulate the food into its gullet.
it's kind of like a
Lining along. Pardon?
so like
What the hell do you? What the hell do you? Oh my god! What the hell is that?
And it's got 4 sets of red eyes. And then you're like, no, that's 6 sets because the undulating jaw that you notice is kind of extending out then has another jaw extend out. And it's like, why does it have 3 sets of jaws? And the third set of jaw has a face on it. As it looks at you and it. And yeah, you're now staring at this beautiful, beautiful creature. It's currently the small head is currently it pops out and you realize was probably buried inside the donkey eating it. Well, the middle mouth was pulling it inside the creature's main mouth. In this sort of Rashomon Ventruca doll experiment of murder. And it's currently staring at you, and then it hisses.
I take the potato sack off, and I hiss back.
Is the sound it makes in response, which you're assuming is more hissing. But it could also be indigestion from the donkey.
So it actually just swallowed the whole donkey.
It was swallowing a donkey. It pulls off, and now there's a spit up donkey that's basically, yeah, that donkey's not gonna live. Those are crushed hips. You can, yeah. It basically bit a hole into the donkey where the smallest mouth then started digging around, and the middle mouth started swallowing the donkey, or rather, pulling the donkey into the largest mouth. Again, like a Ventrushka doll, you know, those little Russian nesting dolls. Yeah, with the donkey being the one of the layers, and the mouths being part of the layers, and you notice the pincers all kind of wiggle independently. It's kind of a nightmare creature, born out of ill will, and it's staring at you, and you guys can attack it as you wish.
And, yep, in we go.
Yeah, go for it. Make your rolls if you're gonna attack it. We're not gonna roll initiative because it's just you guys versus it. Unless you guys decide to like have the donkeys fight too.
Something tells me they probably won't be of much help.
Yep. Your scythe digs in between the chitin layers and slashes deeply, whereas Ragnar's axe is unable to penetrate the creature's hide, which is disconcerting, mostly because when Ragnar's axe fails to penetrate, it kind of chitters. Well, the scythe is still stuck in it, like it's ignoring you for right now, Mortarian. Soul, what about you?
DC check.
What check?
Fortitude check.
Oh, no. You notice something, it just seems to be enjoying, which is probably not a good sign. You're guessing it's probably either A, resistant, or B, immune, or C, resisted your poison. Yeah. The nightmare creature hisses and chitters at you, and starts undulating at you aggressively.
Ty, you're gonna attack.
Soul has decided to not attack this wonder of nature and magic, and instead mate with it. Soul has instead decided to punch it. Soul hits it, and Soul, your fist hits into some of the white part, and it kind of sinks into the leather, the hide, like it's almost a blubbery thing. It's not a pleasant sensation, Soul. Your fist is kind of almost, you'd say, stuck. Yeah, oh yeah, you feel, and then you realize the skin is so thin, you've actually punched into the muscle, and the muscle's grasping your hand, so... Motarian, when you try and pull your scythe, you notice the same thing. You guys can make strength checks to pull yourselves through. Mortarian, your scythe is currently stuck, but you'll probably be able to wiggle it around still. Soul, you're very stuck. So you are now grappled by the creature. Which will be up to you if you want to try and escape on the next round. But on its turn, since it's hungry and wants some delicious food, and that delicious food is right here, and you guys are in the way, it's going to try and eat. Let's see. Let's roll. 1 is Mortarian, 2 is Soul, 3 is Ragnar. Soul, you've made a friend! He wants to nibble on you. And he's going to be nibbling on you. Say Soul! Yes?
Okay, that's the attack roll, right?
Yes.
Good.
Soul! You notice it kind of goes... the little mouth shoots out, bites into your side, and then you feel it kind of worm its way in.
So the lightning damage from earlier, I'm unconscious again.
No, you're at 11 HP, so this is only... Yeah, you took 6, so you're at 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're at 5 current. You currently are feeling this thing wiggling inside of you, and that's a really disconcerting sensation. I want that to be very, very clear. You can make a fort save as you feel it kind of trying to more or less eat you out from the inside. Like you're some Funyuns, and it's trying to get all the gooiness out. So you're that that you feel nauseous. Yeah. But on the plus side, you know, being nauseous in this situation is probably apropos, because you currently have a worm eating out your insides. And now it's your guys' turn. You can all still act normally. It's currently chomping on Soul, but it's your weapons are where they are. Mortarian, your weapon, you could probably dig around your scythe inside of its meaty goodness.
So dig it around.
Make an attack roll. Yep. You find that you're not able to pull your scythe around to really do anything right now, which is annoying. But on the plus side, you're catching its attention, which probably will save your companion Soul. So you can try and break the grapple, or you can try and punch. I'm assuming you're trying to break the grapple.
Yes.
Okay, that's a CMB check, so that's different than a strength check. But yeah, that's a really good roll. Soul, you pull your hand free with a squelch, and you are no longer grappled. That was your action, but you're free, and it's covered in goop, and that's probably its blood. Oh, that's nasty. But hey, yeah, you got your hand free, which is also a good thing. And the creature kind of chitters, annoyed that its prey is escaping its grasp. Because as you pull free, you also pull the the head that was currently making work of your internals out. So there's now this head just staring at you, hissing. It was clearly enjoying its half-elf snack.
I want to punch.
Well, that is a fair response. Yeah. And Soul is punching at the creature in rage. Ragnar, what about you? What are you doing? As it hisses and groans, as there's bruising done to it as its body squirms on the ground. All of its body pustulating out with this thick ichor that's this viscous color.
I take it with my axe.
It is viscous green color. Oh, yes. Ragnar just swings again with his axe.
Can you roll for me quickly?
Sometimes there's a delay. I've noticed.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a delay. Oh no! I'll roll for you, Jim Pan.
Give me a second.
Okay. The axe goes, and he fails to do anything of value with it, sadly. The orc's axe swings, thunking against the chitin, unable to penetrate it, probably more obnoxiously picking on the creature, whose response is not to attack you, but attack the person that's currently attached to it as far as it's concerned. Mortarion! Aren't you glad?
Yep.
It's gonna nom on you.
Oh, man.
And you can also make a fort save as the little mouth goes inside of you. Just goes right through your armor and you're not nauseous from the feeling of having this thing literally chewing its way through your internals, trying to get to the goodies. The delicious meats that are your internal body. And it's back to all of you as it undulates and shifts around, shuffling in place.
Let's try wiggling that scythe again.
Okay, go for it.
Come on.
Mortarion wiggles his scythe hardcore and proceeds to make the creature just kind of stare at him. Meanwhile, Ragnar and Soul can both make their attacks as the creature is currently occupied with trying to find out what way best to eat dwarf.
Probably wondering about the curious aftertaste.
Ragnar's axe finally hits, and it hits a hard, big swing, and the creature lets out a very obvious shriek of pain, which reverberates through your body, Mortarion.
That jiggles. That feels funny.
Yep, and Soul punches it really hard as well. Boom.
Ah, the DB School of DBZ fighting.
Yes, punch it till it bleeds.
Yep. So what's the monster going to do?
Well, currently, since it's still got a hold of you, Mortarion, Mortarion, are you ready? The second set of jaws clamps onto you. luckily, since it's already got you in a grapple, it just kind of, which means it's pulling you into its mouth.
Can I still?
Mortarion,
Can I still?
oh, you can you're wiggling your scythe as you're going. Oh God! As it grabs and. Mortarion, are you ready for the experience of a lifetime?
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually good for you. That means it's third set. The final jaws don't get a good grab on you.
Why am I just picturing that, like, I'm just holding my arms out and keeping it from grabbing me?
Well, no, the middle jaws still got you.
Well,
The final jaws haven't. Yeah. So the third jaws are like, oh, and you're like, scythe. Your scythe's pulled out, and you're holding it up against these pincers, and the middle pincers are currently digging into your flesh, as you feel the worm wiggle around. As you're like, is that acid melting my body? As you feel acid filling the cavity that you're currently stuck in, which is the worm, as it's got your lower body. Oh, that's acid. So you realize it's kind of digesting you. Oh, this is...
Not pleasant.
And you can also make another fortitude save. Okay. Okay. So the good news is you take another 11 damage. Only. And the bad news is you failed the second fortitude save. Luckily, since you passed the first one, so you're not nauseated. But you feel the numbing agent, so your dexterity is decreased by 1d3. 2. So your dexterity is temporarily 2 lower. As your entire body is numb.
Alright, modify that. There we go.
But hey, you're getting to experience the joys of nature.
Yep. And let's try and animate this scythe.
As you hook in and you go for the side, then you just go, ah! And then as you're keeping it away from the pincers, you push and the scythe just goes into the creature. That's... Your switch scythe folds up and goes into the creature. You're like, oh, that's probably not a good sign. Soul! Ragnar! Mortarion's scythe just got swallowed by the creature as it's kind of undulatingly swallowing Mortarion.
Well, I'm pretty sure that spinning hand was. And is a waste of one punch.
Hey, that's fine. Okay, so that's 34, 45. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, this part. Yeah. Yeah. Well, on the plus side, so it has its dying threshing, which is its final action as it's finally brought down by Soul. It's going to dying thresh up Mortarion. Yeah. So you're going to experience the death roll from this creature. As it tries... Yeah, it's...
Oh, that absolutely hits.
Yeah, so what happens is the final jaw grabs you, pulls you in violently, and you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. You're just in its throat. And then you feel pinpricks all around as you realize the throat is actually lined with spines that are all pulling in. And then it starts rolling.
Can I at least reach my scythe?
Yes, you're grabbing it. You see your scythe in the darkness so that you can barely make out as your body is just... As you're like, oh, this is... As it does.
Quick, pull him out!
Yeah, as it rolls, flipping around a bit, shaking, before falling down, lying there, dead and defeated. Mortarion, you're in pain, but you're dragged to safety, dripping in acid, with your body aching.
And I'm at -10.
But not dead, so you could be stabilized.
Yep.
Mortarion, you just experienced a lot of pain. But, on the plus side, you know, you got to experience one of the beauties of the Death Rover. And it's very effective hunting strategy of literally eating out the choice organs, even if its prey escapes its death roll. Which is and it's also got a paralytic in there somewhere. But hey, it's dead and it's lying there, and you have a half-dead no, that donkey's dead. You realize the donkey's died in the meantime. It is a very dead donkey.
Yep.
But you know, you guys are just now there with just the storm.
And a wounded, unconscious dwarf.
Yep, but with some healing, the dwarf's back up. So yeah, and you know that thing was in here.
So is that bringing it to as far as HP goes?
Just rolled.
I'm pretty sure Jim Pan's the only one that has full power.
You're at 6. Yeah, you're in a lot of pain, but it's the good hurt of being partially digested, and everything is agony.
I can still feel pain, so I'm at least still alive.
Well, welcome to the club, brother. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, you don't want to know what I saw in there.
I felt what you saw in there. This is after being struck by lightning a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, it's true. The elf was struck by lightning. You can still smell the slight char of the half elf. But yeah, and the storm is, funnily enough, as quickly as it came, well, you hear it just kind of stop, and you're just left with the sand and the night.
I don't care. I'm set up at the pavilion tent tonight to get some sleep.
Well, I guess all that's left is divide the food that the donkey was carrying among the other animals.
Yep.
Looking at
And you can.
yes.
Yes?
Looking at the donkey, does it look like it can be salvaged at all for any meats, or does it look like it's too poisoned or digested to be of use?
Probably both. You probably don't want to test what rover worm flesh will do, or rover worm spittle rather will do.
I'll try and collect a sample of the spittle into a glass vial, then.
Yep. You, or whatever part of it was poisoning you rather is the question. But yeah.
I imagine I probably got a hole on my side. I'm gonna try emptying out the hole.
Yep. Some blood comes out. You know, a few other things, you know. Normal stuff that come out of a hole in the body.
Hope I didn't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that said and done, you guys continue to watch the donkeys and rest.
So we're down one donkey.
Yep, it's the middle of the day. But after all this, you guys honestly probably feel like it. I'm not gonna say if you guys are really feeling like you need that rest, but then again, I'm not gonna say anything against it.
Let's get to
What have you?
tower.
Yep. Or are you gonna pack up camp and go to the tower?
Well, it's on the way. There's probably people there. I'll get some. At least get some treatments.
Yeah.
Probably get a little bit more information about some of these creatures here.
Yeah. May know a safer way to combat them before we use another donkey or horse.
Yeah.
For my skin again.
Oh, your skin is fine. It's nice and crispy in places. You know, that's the perfect flavoring. The fat's all been nice and rendered.
Let's head to the tower.
Jimmy approves, but then again, maybe you don't want Jimmy's approval in what your skin should be like. Yeah, yeah. When you guys unpack your tents, takes a bit of time, another hour, and since you were there for already, yeah. By the time you get to this tower, or you start heading toward the tower, it's getting to be late, and then you start heading in that direction, and you're from a lot of walking, you finally make it to this tower. You're not certain, but it definitely felt like you've been walking for more than a day. Or rather, more than the half a day that you had remaining. But it's hard to say. But that's neither here nor there. The important thing is, you're now standing at the foot of this giant clock tower. It's truly a huge behemoth of a building. You're quite astonished by this. Just the sheer scope of a tower this big, especially in the middle of this desert. The legend of it towering over the nearby mountains. At this perspective, yeah, it definitely feels like that. Um,
As we get to the clock tower, do we see people?
Around the base of the clock tower, there is a stone. You're guessing it's the stone underneath all the loose dust and other stuff, and it's what you're guessing that the tower is set into, or built upon, or maybe both. It's as you're looking at some sort of volcanic rock, maybe obsidian. It's kind of got that glassiness to it. And around the edges are little, well, to put it simply, little lights, little lampposts, oil lampposts, and they're producing no light at the moment, but they're there, and they're just kind of sitting there.
Yep. We go up to them.
Yeah, you can approach the tower pretty safely. Approaching the tower, you hear a soft sound, and then there's no sound for a second, and then you hear the chime of the bell, and then you hear a long creaking and groaning before the giant door that's honestly big enough to fit all of you and the donkeys, probably fit giants pretty easily, opens. They swing open these well over 30-foot tall, great cathedral style doors. And as they swing open and stand open, you can see inside to this opulent looking clock tower. This truly astounding beast of a building in the middle of this desert. And you hear "Oh, come in!"
We go in.
Yes, and you head into the tower, which is pleasant. It's very clean, which is honestly a plus after all the stuff that you've been through.
Oh, very much so.
And you can hear, the sounds of trickling brooks. More specifically, as you look around, you realize that, oh my, along the edges is water, like legitimate water.
I'm gonna go refill my jugs.
You see next to it a sign that says, "Please don't take the water."
Curse my literacy.
Yeah, but that's, you could always ignore it if you wanted to be rude. But there's no people around yet.
Wait, then what exactly did we hear the come in or welcome from?
Yeah, that's a good question. But, I mean, people hear things all the time. It's the desert. The hallucinogens.
Oh,
Hallucinations, clearly. You just are hallucinating.
so
Clearly. Oh, well, maybe.
are there like
I mean, somebody had to open it.
are there any like side rooms to where we are?
There's a giant staircase that leads up. And outside of that, there's, frankly, seems to be an opening lobby area with nothing else to it besides the fact of it being an opening lobby area with this giant staircase that leads to higher levels.
Okay, I guess we go up the stairs.
Yeah. And thus the endless night begins. And thus the party dies without having truly lived. In a world of pain and torture. No.
I think we lived enough for that, for a couple of days after that warm fight.
Yeah. Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. Anyways, as you guys are all going up you notice the donkeys aren't going up the stairs.
Yeah, that's not surprising they wouldn't go up the stairs.
Yep. So what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to go up the stairs.
Yeah, and you head up the stairs. I'm asking Mortarion and Mortarion, I'm not asking you, I'm asking Ragnar and Soul. Are you also going up the stairs, boys?
You only live once.
Yeah, yes.
Ooh, you only live once. Bold statement and challenge to the universe. Yeah. Yeah, and you head up the stairs. And, well, you keep heading up the stairs. You pass by a sign that says second floor. This is Parks and Recreation.
I take a
You
look.
pass. It does not open. It does not open when you try and move it. It's a very sturdy looking door.
Going up the next floor, I guess.
Yep. You head to the next floor. And the third floor says visitors.
I check the door.
When you check the door, you hear from them that, yes, are you a visitor?
Yes.
Name?
Mortarion.
Mortarion. Visitor Mortarion. You're here to visit a Mr. We do not have a Mr. Mortarion on the books, sir.
Oh, I thought you were asking my name.
No. So are you sure you're visiting, sir?
Well, we just got out of the desert. Hoping to
Sir, I'm asking, are you visiting?
Yes.
And who?
Let's see. Emmy Eisner?
Eh. Let me check our record, sir. Emmy Eisner. Eisner, you say?
Eisingar.
This will take a moment. checking records. Sir, we do not have an Emmy Eisner in this facility. Now, if you're wishing to rent a thing, that will be on the 6th floor. And if you're wishing to buy, that'll be 5th. If you're wishing something else, that will be the 8th or 9th floors. If that is all, I will be hanging up now.
Mortarian's eye is twitching.
Thank you for your cooperation, and please be sure to fill out the time card provided below.
Do I see a time card?
From the next to the door, you see a little metal thing that goes beep, 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 and then spits out a little card that says, "How was your service today? Was your service acceptable? How was your day? Did our representation and our staff improve your day? Do you need any help? What are you looking for?"
I'm going to take the card. I will go to the section of who are we looking for. I will write in medical help and location knowledge. Knowledge of local creatures.
You write that in?
Yes.
Okay. You notice a little slot next to the thing that says "Please insert cards."
I put the card in.
Beep, beep, beep. Thank you for your consideration and questions. We will now be providing you with a link to the following locations: zoology, for all your needs on local fauna, and also the following other things. Since you are requesting medical help, medical help can be found on floor 12. Zoology can be found on floor 13.
At least they're close together.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
Well, let's get the medical help first, then we go on to zoology.
Yes. Although I'm curious, what is on the 8th and 9th floor? Because that guy mentioned other help. So I guess we go up the stairs.
Yeah.
However long that takes to get to the 8th floor.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes to get up each flight of stairs. They're very big floors, you're realizing. So yeah, you guys get to spend, several minutes just going up. Since you guys are only on that floor, you guys get to spend another hour going up floors. At this point, it's now, by the point you guys should be getting rest, but probably camping out inside of a building is probably not the thing you should do. But that's neither here nor there. The more important thing is that you've made it to medical. And then you notice the door is open.
Okay, what kind of placard does the 8th floor have?
The 8th floor says, customer assistance and returns.
Fuck, I'm going in. I knock the door.
Okay, you knock on the 8th floor. Yes, sir.
Is there a place in this tower that we can at least rest?
If you're looking for rest stops, inns for the night, or any other such accommodations, that will be found on the 27th floor.
Is there like a fast way to get there? Or is it just
You can find access to the teleportation pads on the 53rd floor, sir.
Is there a way to get to the 53rd floor without climbing all the steps?
Sir, if you're having trouble with the steps, may I recommend going to the 9th floor and asking for the Yeetus floor plan. It is a spring system that launches you up 5 floors.
Better than nothing.
Please keep in mind that we do not charge for this service, and therefore you cannot sue us for this service.
Okay.
No!
Yeah, and eventually you guys get up there, and the 9th floor door is open for you.
Okay, what is it? What is the floor called?
It is called the Terminal Velocity Center for enhanced mobility.
I knock on the door.
The door opens. Hello!
Hi.
Yes, and you come inside, and you see there is standing there a rather poorly-looking man who smiles at you. Hello!
Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah, 8th floor said that you guys could help us get up the tower a bit quicker.
Oh, yes! Please step onto this designated platform.
Now, I said I can do it at just 5 floors. Is it just 5 floors up, or is it increments of 5?
We can send you to any floor within 5 floors of us, and anything beyond those first 5 floors is going to be in increments of 5. So both!
Okay.
The man's image kind of flickers a bit.
Alright. Let's just get to the 12th floor, which is medical assistance, I believe. Or is that zoology?
Oh, if you need zoology, that will be on the 12th floor, son. And if you need medical expertise, that'll be 13th.
Alright, I mixed the two up. Let's get to the 13th.
Please step into the platform. Keep hands and legs inside the rings at all times.
I step onto the circle and stand as straight as possible.
Please keep in mind that if your hands and legs do in fact leave the platform, we will not be charged for any damages that occur.
Okay.
That is your only warning. Okay, good. Now that you're all set up, are all of you getting on this platform? It's a blue platform that's about a foot off the ground from the rest of the floor. In this otherwise white, completely stark room.
I'll sit back and watch.
Not.
Oh, see you on the other side.
Have a lovely day. Day. Okay, and you step into it, Mortarian, and then you notice the floor glows blue, flickers for a few seconds, and Mortarian, do you reach your hands out at all?
Nope. I'm gonna keep this straight as a needle.
Mortarian, you notice that the roof above you has a small little ring in it, and then you go, so what? Go, as you're shot up, and you're like, what the as you're and then you feel a thought, and you're not certain if you hit the roof and then fell back down to the floor, or if you just got teleported or what, but everything is spinning and dizzy, and you are currently lying outside of medical expertise. And the door is open, as I said previously.
I'm gonna try and get up and get in there.
You get up, everything aches, in part because you just got yeeted up several floors. But you're able to get yourself in. And inside is a large group of various, hospital beds. Very good style hospital beds, like the type you would see in the dawn wards of a holdfast hospital. Which is an odd memory to you, to remember Zap like that, but not the weirdest memory. But yeah. Yeah, and you can smell the smell of alcohol and cleaner and lavender to cover up the scent of rotting bodies.
Is there like a receptionist or anything?
There is no receptionist. There are just the beds, and it has a little sign. Please sit on a bed.
I get onto a bed.
Yep, you get onto a bed. And then as you sit on the bed, you hear a voice in your head. What is the nature of your emergency?
I nearly got eaten by a desert rover. And was inside
Desert Rover.
death row.
Desert Rover. Processing. Understood. Immediate extermination is best for patient.
What?
Please hold still while we administer your anesthesia so you do not feel any pain.
I'm gonna try and get out of bed.
Sir, please stop resisting. It is both very impractical and not going to stop us.
I choose to become illiterate and can't understand language and just run.
It's only a speaker saying this, so it's not illiterate. But, yeah, Mortarian, you can make me a CMB check, i.e. your grapple attempt to run away from the bed.
CMD. Oh,
CMB.
Okay.
CMB. D is your defense against grapples. Mortarian, you are running with all your might to escape as you run away. Please come again and have a lovely day.
I get out of the door. I close it. And I then start running downstairs. In sheer goddamn terror.
Yep. So, as you guys are resting,
Yeah, you guys are like a half hour away from me, or 40 minutes away from me.
yeah,
I thought you were going to run all the way down for 40 minutes.
No, I was just going to go down to the 12th floor for zoology.
yeah. So you show up at zoology, and zoology is open, and you notice there's actually a person inside who looks at you.
Oh, good God! Thank God, an actual person.
Yo, the person looks at you and just kind of blinks for a moment as he kind of adjusts himself, pulls some goggles that he's got affixed to his head. They have multiple lenses. He's got blue hair, probably means he's elven. Orange eyes. He's got a little bit beat up. He's very pale, and he's got bags under his eyes. He's wearing heavy, dark clothes, desert clothes, but it looks good besides the fact they're dark coloration. And underneath it, you can see blue. So he's wearing dark clothes over some lighter blue clothes. And he just kind of blinks, stares at you, pulls the goggles that only cover one eye down, and the goggles kind of do a and then he pulls them back up. Ah, another person.
Yes. Okay. First, are the people upstairs insane? Or whatever they are is upstairs?
Now that's a question of the ages.
This fucker's just trying to kill me.
Technically, nothing tried to kill you.
They said that the proper step to heal me was to kill me.
You're not around here, are you?
No, so unless it's some weird euphemism for something else.
Welcome to the tower. There's a reason why people say don't go here. The tower. This is the Zenroku Tower. The reason Zenroku, the Zenroku has the name Zen, not just Roku. It's not just New Roku. Because when they found that tower, everyone was like, "What do we call this place now?" Because this tower is weird. It's old. And I think that's the most important thing you gotta understand. This tower is old. Like, really, really old, magically speaking.
How long have you been here for?
Fucking hell. I've only been here like 5 years or so. I've been investigating the tower. The tower doesn't necessarily open all the time. It just randomly does. As far as I can tell, it's based on some old patterns inbuilt into the system, based on constellations and other things, along with timing and the sandstorms outside. Honestly, some of my guesses are that the reason that this place is so dry, there's the desert is a desert, is because this tower is got all the water in it.
Yeah, speaking of, how exactly where do you get your water from? Because there's a stream down there that's with a side of not taking any.
Oh, dude, that's easy. You go to zoology.
Okay.
Yeah. Where we're at, dude? Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna explain something. So you see motions around at all the giant bookshelves. This is basically the study room. And then he points over and you see another door like the door you just came in. That's the specimen room.
Uh-huh.
And after that, so there's a lot of guesses on who made this. Some people are like, it's some old giant. Some people are saying this is like some ancient dragon thing. Everyone's got their own, theory on who or what made the tower.
Something that just wanted to fuck with people, would be my guess.
I mean, honestly, you got bit by a desert rover?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're probably feeling the paralytic effects, yeah?
Yeah, kind of feeling that.
Yeah, don't worry, that'll wear off in a few hours. As long as it doesn't get too bad, your organs won't fail from paralysis unless you won't suffocate, or rather drown, on land.
Well, it got it out of me quickly. Though I did see what the inside looked like.
Yeah. I'm aware it's...
But, yeah, what other kind of creatures are out here in the desert? Because something tells me that desert rover's probably among the tamer things.
I mean, dude, the Zen Desert, what do you want to know?
What are other creatures out here that are a danger to us, and what is the best way to deal with them? Specifically, like the predator creatures. Also prey creatures that are safe to eat.
Don't eat anything.
So nothing is safe to eat. Got it.
I mean, no, everything is technically safe to eat. You can even eat a desert rover if you really want, but don't. There's a difference between it's safe to eat and you should eat.
So it's basically if it's either that or starvation.
There's an argument to be made that eating your friend would be a better choice. We're not going to get into that part.
Alright.
Suffice to say, all you need to know is the following things. The desert's got a lot of weird creatures. It's the Shrouded Sea, dude. There's a lot of things that have been affected by the magic that made it the Shrouded Sea, and that's another reason. Like, people say the tower is recent, which is the other thing. The magic it's old, but some people are saying the tower itself is recent. Just so who the fuck knows? Who made it? Why they made it? What purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Anyone could have made the tower for any number of reasons in the past, 2,000 years. The point I'm making here is you're here right now, make the most of it, because once you leave, you're not getting necessarily back out. To be fair, also, some people say that once you get into the tower, weird shit happens to you.
wouldn't be the first time some weird shit has happened to us.
And you say that like that's normal.
Sadly, yes.
Also, yeah, Yeah, like the systems here are all buggered. Like they're a bunch of magical constructs and whatnot. Everything's buggered. Literally, the only things that aren't like as long as you have the money to, of course, cover things, then you'll be fine. You can rent or buy a place, and then you'll be fine. It then just treats you as an employee or a owner, then you're fine. Easy peasy. You just got to get to that floor.
Speaking of, any easy way to get to like the 20-something floor just to get to the inns?
Oh yeah. Don't use the yeet device. It magically charges you, so you can't actually use the elevators.
I'm just gonna start cursing in Druidic.
Yeah, don't worry. It'll wear off in a few minutes. At most an hour. You'll know when it wears off when you regain the ability to taste.
That might be a while. I don't know if I can even taste things.
Yeah, again, you'll know when that happens. But it's at most an hour. Been here a while, testing things. Anyways, yeah, the medical room is just buggered if you're not, if you're not an employee, because the employee's death benefits are so high, it will do basically everything in its power to make sure you don't die. I'm pretty sure, even have like a potion that can restore you from the dead, just on the offhand that you die. But I'm not certain. It was registered as one of the items in the shop, but kind of hard to confirm that, because you need somebody that's willing to potentially be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. When I see my friends, I'm gonna tell them don't bother with the 13th floor.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, if you're not poisoned, you'll probably just get to experience the joys of the tables as they, well, heal you.
Quote unquote.
I mean, you'll feel better at the end of it after feeling much worse.
Yeah.
Listen, you make do with what you can, and whatever you do, when you're when you're on the 20th floor, so the 21st, and you're thinking about things, just be smart. Also, just ignore herbology. I've been growing things there.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you should be good otherwise.
So where is this elevator?
The elevators are, here. He hands you the goggles for a second and puts it over one of your eyes.
Okay.
So the elevators are actually behind, he points to what you think is, kind of looks like what you thought was a wall for a second, but you realize it's actually got a seam on it. The elevators are hidden behind invisibility things and clever disguises. You would never notice them unless you were aware of their pretty much exact position.
Does the chip position change per floor?
No. I mean, technically yes, but not in the way I think you're thinking. But yeah, you just go in and you're fine.
Okay.
Huh.
Alright, I'm
I need to take the goggles back.
going.
Yeah.
Alright, I asked him, like, so where exactly in the zoology did you get your water from?
Oh yeah, just go into one of the empty tanks, take water from there. They keep the water as fresh water unless they're explicitly meant to hold saltwater animals.
Okay.
So just take from the freshwater tanks, i.e. any of the tanks that are empty.
I go there and I fill up my jugs.
Bye!
Thank
Oh,
you.
bye, I'm Dax.
Dax, nice to meet you.
Don't die!
I think that's going to require us getting the heck out of here as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. But you probably should get some rest.
Yeah, that's the 20th floor. I go to
Yeah.
the elevator.
Yeah.
And
He helps you get to the elevator, and you go to get your companions.
do I succeed?
Yes.
Or am I still like in that limbo thing?
Yeah, you get in, and suddenly you're after a few after your few minute talks with Dax, you show back up, and the others are just kind of staring at you as a door
What the?
opens.
There was an elevator here this whole time?
Don't go to the 13th floor. Just trust me on that.
I'll trust you, but
Nah, they'll probably kill you instead of healing you. Unless you're an employee.
okay, natural monk healing it is. So
And you guys
I
go.
guess we could.
Yeah, let's get to the 20th floor.
Yeah, we need some rest.
Yep.
Thank you, and please wait. Beep, beep, beep. We are transporting you to the 20th floor. Please keep all hands, legs, limbs, and other bodily intrusions inside the elevator at all times.
Yep.
Thank you, and please remember the following safety tips. Blood stays inside the body.
Makes sense.
Good. Here is one free ticket to the late night show. The comedy stylings of Rainbow Drake. You're feeling like Mr. Drake is not going to be there if you go cash this in, Mortarian.
Well, does anything else happen on the way to the 20th floor?
No. It's rather quiet, as though you hear like the thing is about to speak something, but it doesn't. And yet you pop out on the 20th floor, and the 20th floor again is a nice, decent-sized open area with a bunch of doors now, and it actually has 2 layers, and each of them has a number. And you say 20th floor, renting living spaces.
Okay. Is there like a receptionist here, or at least like a front desk?
Yes, there's a front desk, and there is what looks like a homunculus sitting there. It is chained to the desk.
You know what? I'm not even gonna question this anymore.
The homunculus glares at you.
How much to rent a room? And is there a place to get food?
You want a room and you want food.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen. You're gonna take a right and get the fuck. Oh, I just don't have the energy in it right now to be an asshole. Okay, you just food. You order inside the room.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. And how much is it for a room?
You each want a separate room or one conjoined room.
Conjoined.
Okay, then you'll want first floor, 1, 2, or 3. Rooms 1, 2, or 3. Which do you want?
One.
Okay, 1. The love suite. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now that's gonna come in at, for 3 of you, Melty Face Boy, not exactly sure what that one is, and Knife Ears. We'll calculate it up. There we go. Here's your money. That will come in at the homunculus hands you a gold bar. It kind of looks weird.
A praise check on the gold bar?
Yeah, you can make an appraise check. As you're looking over the gold bar, your best guess is that this gold bar is the currency the homunculus accepts.
So it requires a gold bar to be here.
Or the equivalent value in gold bar. If you do not have a gold bar to pay, we will Soul. So looking at the gold bar, yeah, your best guess is that gold bar is probably worth about 80 gold. We will also accept coins from various regions and other things of jewelry, etc. And then the homunculus opens up a tray. Please insert your payment here.
So 20 gold each. Well, okay, never mind. Only the three of us, so
I'll put 3 platinum down. So that's 30 gold.
Yep.
I'll put 30 gold down.
Okay. And then Ragnar, I'm guessing, going to put in the last 20. And
I'm going to assume so.
yeah, we'll assume so at this point.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. With that said and done, the homunculus looks at this. Yeah, that about covers it. Well then, please wait. He slams the tray shut. We're calculating the value. This covers it. He takes the gold bar back. The small creature looks at you and then hands you a large bronze key. Key to room 1. Have yourselves a lovely day.
Thank you.
Please remember, we are not responsible for any damages you suffer.
I go to the door.
Yeah.
I
The
put the key in the keyhole and give it a twist.
I step 1 inch back just in case.
you hear a creaking sound.
Door opens, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then the door opens, and you're now in the room.
Does it look like a regular room, or is there like something that's off?
It's a very, very lovely, lovely room. It's got a giant crystal ball on one wall for some reason. It's got 2 beds. It's got a stove and more. It's just rather lovely. Yeah. There's a pole. The beds are heart-shaped. And there's a bathing area, you realize.
Well,
Well, she
we may as well at least clean ourselves off.
what it is.
Yeah.
Just get some moisture back into the skin.
Oh, come on. You have plenty of moisture in your skin from the pus. The newly wet pus.
And that requires moisture. I have to ensure I have moisture to create more pus.
Yeah. You get to just enjoy yourselves resting. You notice there's a menu that you can order from.
Does it look like actual food, or is it like... Does it look like it'd be way too high class for us to even know what the hell it is?
Some of it is. You're definitely not sure what some of this is. There's a rock egg omelet.
That's a bird.
Probably.
Big bird.
Yeah, you've heard about rocks. They're really big. Like, really big.
Very big.
Yeah. There's also, amongst other things, there's the trapezoid surprise. You're not sure what a trapezoid surprise is.
I'm very concerned about that one. I don't know what it is.
There's some frozen lightning.
Hey, Soul, think about like this one.
And then,
I'm,
within
I'm
your...
thinking. I'm thinking I'll give this hotel a 1-star review.
Do it once we get out of here.
A tower.
There's also on the menu various roasted animals, some potatoes, and other stuff. And also something that is just labeled as soup of the day.
I learned a long time ago at school. If you can't identify it, don't eat it. I take out some of the trail rushes. Just start.
So, of like the roasted animals, so I'm guessing it's like roasted boar, lamb, beef, stuff like that.
No, you don't.
Knowing these people is probably roasted people.
There's roasted duck. There's roasted salamander. There's roasted rabbit. There's roasted roof rabbit. Ooh, dwarven delicacy.
No, I'm not getting that. I know exactly what that is.
But that's what makes it delicious.
Go with a roast duck. Does it mention anything else that comes with it, or is it just say roast duck?
Yeah.
Speaking of, how exactly do we even order from this? We just say like, why yes, I would like the roast duck with an ale. And then it just suddenly magically appears in front of us? Or is it like something we gotta do to make the order itself? Does the menu have instructions on how to order?
It just says write your order down. And insert into punch clock.
Alright. I'll write down roast duck with ale. And put that into the punch clock.
Okay. Yeah. And then a few minutes later, you hear a ring.
I open the thing.
There's another homunculus there. He's glaring at you very intensely. He looks very upset about his situation. He is attached to a tray. Most of a cart, and he hands you a tray. Roast duck with ale.
Thank you. Okay. Give him 10 silver pieces.
Looks at the silver pieces confusedly and walks away.
Yep. I close the door. And once he turns around, I close the door. Okay. I put the tray on the table. I'm guessing it has like that cover on it.
Yep, it does. You open it.
Sideways and open.
Yep, and inside there's a lovely, fully roasted duck with the head still attached. A small bowl of some sort of soup, you're guessing. Some thick roasted potatoes. They're drizzled with some sort of sticky sauce that's fruity smelling. And finally, the piece de resistance. There is the greatest thing you've seen. It's a small mound of roots, specifically some cactus roots that have been simmered and probably reserved from the duck.
Call it
And
crazy.
the ale is green.
The ale is green.
Yes,
I sniff the ale. Does it smell
it
like
smells green.
I pour a little in my mouth just to taste.
You taste mint.
I swallow that mouthful and wait a few
You've
minutes.
now swallowed some mint ale.
Do I feel anything after a few minutes?
You feel the urge to dance.
I down it. Which is probably going to be a terrible idea.
You have now downed a large amount of ale.
How do I feel after that?
Well, you notice for a second that it takes a really long time to down it. Soul Ragnar, it's uncomfortable how long Mortarion is there. It's probably a good minute or two before he finishes fully downing the thing, despite the size of the jug. But then he finishes it.
Are you okay, dude?
How do I feel? Do I feel like any weird or...
Minty.
I feel minty.
Well, that's a new feeling.
I don't know what that means, but I breathe into my hand and try and sniff the air. Does it smell minty, or does it still smell like halitosis?
It smells like mint.
Well, breath smells nice, apparently.
And yeah, besides the fact that you now have a minty breath, minty fresh breath, you also have that duck.
Yep. I take a knife and I poke the duck. Just to see if somehow it's not dead.
Why would it not be dead?
Magic.
To what end?
Tough. Fuck with ya.
Because yeah, that's what these people were doing.
Yes. But I'm gonna cut the head off.
Okay, you cut the head off. A strange sauce oozes out from where the neck stump is. You know the duck must be stuffed with something, and this sauce is mixed in with it and is drooling out everywhere.
I'm gonna grab a glass vial and try and collect the sauce.
You are now collecting duck sauce in a glass vial. I hope you're taking notes on this.
Yep. A glass vial of Desert Rover spittle and a glass vial of duck sauce. I can't imagine that not being useful somehow. Okay, I'm going to then cut the duck down the middle and open it up and start eating the breast meat.
Okay. Yeah. You start eating the breast meat.
How is it?
It is delicious. It is a high quality duck. You fear what this is actually going to cost. Upon the realization that you probably haven't yet paid for this yet.
So I'm guessing I just pause mid-bite.
Mid halfway through, it's so good after all. The crispy skin, the delicious fat, it drizzles in your mouth. Oh, it's all so good. The potatoes are crumbly and crunchy on the outside, but still fluffy.
I'm gonna leave the soup for last.
The soup is a very rich soup, but it has a nice tang from probably vinegar being included in its making, which lets it cut through the fat.
Okay.
You notice there's now another menu here. It says desserts.
I'm not even going to look at it. fear that it'll be something too good that I'll order.
You can feel the phantom call of the dessert menu, Mortarian. It's right there. It's almost taunting you with its allure. It could have the famous, delicious, delectable... Oh, it could have so many things. Chocolates, coffees.
Must resist the temptation.
Yes. And you guys get to rest if you want.
I'm going to rest in a chair near the window.
There is no window.
Well,
There's just that giant crystal ball on the wall.
I'm going to look into the crystal ball.
The crystal ball displays a message. Please insert 1 gold coin.
I put in a gold coin.
Thank you for inserting a gold coin. Please insert 1 gold coin.
1 more gold coin.
Thank you. You have now successfully paid for full viewing privileges. What room would you like to view within the tower?
Does it give like a list of rooms that I can look at, or?
It gives a list of rooms. It also gives a list of other things that you can pay for. You can pay for creatures in the zoology department to fight each other.
I'm gonna first take a quick look down at the base, at the first level, because I realized we brought our animals in there.
One of the donkeys is currently sitting there, very perturbed. So is a second. The third is missing.
Motherfucker.
We have now added 1 new animal to the zoology department. We are dubbing it an ass.
Not that far off.
You notice it's your horse, or rather your donkey. It's now been saddled up with barding and of their gear and weaponry.
It truly is a war donkey.
You notice there's also a list for buying various animals.
What is that? What is the ass going to cost?
It costs the same price that you took to buy it the first time. But you notice that it also lists, you notice that your balance actually, you notice as you're looking through, it shows you have a balance, Mortarian, and it notes that your balance is actually in the positive. It seems that they've paid you for the donkey. You see all 10 gold that you spent on the duck.
Okay, so it's 10 gold for the duck.
Yep. And basically just subtract that from the donkey. And yeah, you're still in the net positive, you would assume. As long as you can figure out how to extract the money from this. Of course you'll be down a donkey. But it's really good. They got a bunch of viewing things. You can view, again, as noted, you can also, they even have a thing to note for employees to fight each other.
I'm gonna click on that tab. Does it give a list of employees, or
It gives a list of all current employees.
how many does it list?
It lists 538. Most of them, you notice, are constructs.
That would explain that. How many of them can I
Yep.
tell? How many can I determine? How many are constructs versus non-constructs?
No. But you're guessing based on all the ones that were numbers are probably constructs.
And how many names don't have numbers after it?
Of the 538, 38.
38 organics.
Yep. The other 500 are just blah blah number letter, and not necessarily 001A. It's also 002A, and there's also 378 C. So you're not sure what that means. It's googly moosh. It also lists where they are, or rather, the ones that you've met are. So you notice it lists Q7 is the secretary you met outside.
The homunculus?
Yes,
Hmm.
his name is Q7.
By chance, was that the same homunculus that delivered the dinner?
No. You notice there's also a QD.
Hmm. Does it say how much it would cost to see Kripin's fight, or is it like a flat cost, or is it case by case?
They list the base cost based on what the employee does. If they are just a delivery boy, etc., it is 5 gold to have 2 delivery boys fight. If it's a receptionist and delivery boy, it is also 5 gold. Blah blah blah. Janitors are 1 gold. Actual chefs is 25 gold. Because training a chef is hard. Same with security. And if you're having 2 chefs or 2 security officers fight each other, that's an additional 15. But besides all those pricings, they also have a note for bigger brawls. Basically, the more people you add in, there's a discount.
So-called.
And yeah, and if you don't know the person, there is also a discount. Probably to make it so that you don't pick on employees you don't like. So yeah. And there's also a surcharge of 5 gold to the death per employee. Or if it's going to be only one has to die. Like, it's only one employee has to die, it's 5 gold. But if it's basically a last man standing, it's 5 gold per employee. And you notice this is all for the homunculi. The pricing for the organics is much not displayed. So you're guessing they're okay with letting homunculi fight each other to the death.
I'm just going to assume it's expensive as fuck, and go back a few tabs. Going to the animals tab, and going to the ass. Does it list a price to buy?
Yeah, it lists the same price that you bought it at.
I tap the buy option, and I'm guessing there's going to be like a slot that will ask for the 8 gold.
Yep. It asks for the 8 gold.
And give it the 8 gold.
Thank you for buying 1 ass. We appreciate your purchase. Please understand that this ass will be delivered to you in your room at the nearest available occupants. Would you like your ass roasted or whole? Butchered or not butchered?
Whole, not butchered.
Thank you, and be patient. Beep, beep. We're sorry there will be a delay, as someone requested the ass to fight this other creature. And you notice it then displays a thing. So somebody else has requested the ass fight something.
Can I view the ass fight?
No, it seems like they were just canceling the fight because you bought it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We are currently refunding the other individual. While we try and separate the ass from the drake, please be patient.
Yes.
Please be patient. Thank you. And then a few minutes later, as you're wondering, could this day get weirder? You now have an ass sitting in the room with you.
Buddy! I go and hug him.
He is an ass.
Does it still
You
have
have-
the barding and stuff, or...?
Yes.
Sweet.
Please wait. We have noted that the drake that was to fight the ass has escaped. All guests, please be warned. Thank you.
I'm going to... Is there like a chair in the room?
Yes.
Okay. which way does the door open? Does it open into the hallway or into the room?
Into the room.
I'm going to place the chair under the doorknob to try and act as like a way to keep it from being opened. Come on, buddy. Let's get away from the door.
Yep, and you make your way away from the door. You've acquired X1 donkey.
Yes, I got my donkey back.
Yep.
And
Brett.
I try and get the donkey to get to sleep and sleep with the donkey.
Yep. Ragnar and Soul, there's a donkey in the room. But yeah, you guys can get some rest and get some sleep. And then about your guess, after sleeping a really long time, considering you had to do all that stair climbing, you guys wake up the next morning tired, exhausted, mostly because there's a giant chiming bell again that fills the air. It is morning. Complimentary breakfast is being served.
Oh, thank God, complimentary.
Thank you for your patience. Please be informed that the complimentary breakfast includes the following products. And then it starts listing off things like bacon, eggs. It lists what's in it. You have been warned.
Anything stand out, or just kind of standard day breakfast stuff?
Standard what you'd expect. Sausages, eggs. Yep. You notice that some of it's missing when you get there. Almost like somebody already came by and ate some of it.
Well, I eat my breakfast. I'm gonna guess the guys do. I give the donkey some food.
The donkey has been returned down to the first floor with the other donkeys in the night.
Stole my donkey. Okay, I'm gonna go to the crystal ball.
Okay.
This is probably gonna be insane, but I'm going to see, like, if it can, like, tell what the weather is, like, outside the tower.
Welcome to Crystal Weather Channel. What would you like to set the weather to outside? Currently, for the 567th day in a row, it has been set to hot and windy. 5,670th day in a row.
How about cool?
We are sorry, this cannot be complied with. It has already been paid for in advance. Thank you for your patience and understanding. To make up for this issue, we are providing below one complimentary voucher to Rainbow Raptors comedy routine.
Okay, I take the voucher, and I'm gonna ask the machine, like, or type in, when is the next salt storm expected to arrive?
Salt storms happen periodically every 6 to 7 days, caused by the lack of moisture outside because we are not sacrificing any human beings. To appease the rain.
What?
This will be recommended shortly.
I say we...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Please wait while we reconvene and fix the voice boxes. I meant to say the salt storms happen because of lack of moisture in the air along with the natural dust of the local environment. And it is all entirely natural and not caused by magical forces.
When is the next expected sandstorm?
The next expected salt storm is in 1 hour of your departure.
That seems very oddly specific.
The person that paid for it requested that it be within 1 hour of your departure to make you miserable.
If I give you a gold, can you point out
Wait a second. Who paid for it, if I may ask?
I am not at liberty to say who covered the bill. I am sorry.
I put a gold coin in, like, that coin slot thing and push it in.
Thank you for this payment. You have been advised against doing this again. Do not worry, we will fix this issue for you shortly. Please wait.
I'm just going to step back.
Thank you. We are now at liberty to say the following. They have delivered a message, as you have paid for a message to be delivered to them, of why. And their response message is, let me reiterate, as I swap over to reminding you of their vocal tonations. Thank you, and sorry for the delay.
Okay.
There's a pause, there's no sound, and then you hear just a staticky sound. There you go. I hope that clears up all your mistakes.
And it is exactly 1 hour after we leave, correct?
This is correct. This is what was paid for.
It does not matter how long it takes for us to leave, but just 1 hour after we leave.
There's no way we're gonna get. There's no way we're gonna get to half this desert within 1 hour, even hard marching.
I honestly would suggest we stay towards the mountains. That might at least help break up some of the salt storm, as well as maybe give us some rocky undercroppings to maybe keep desert things from popping up.
Or another lightning strike.
Please be informed that we are not at liberty to discuss the possibility of lightning during this storm.
Trust me, we know about it. And I step back from the crystal ball.
Thank you, and have a lovely day. To make your day easier, we've decided to include the following smooth beats of Lord Splincrist. And then you just hear more of that with the soft beats of jazz being played as well.
So someone in this tower has set it up so that we're going to get hit with salt storms the 1 hour after we leave. That's
Yeah, hence why I'm thinking we want to be towards the mountains. Because A, that could help break it up. B, it'll only come from one direction. And C, like I said, rocks underneath us. It might keep things from popping up from the desert. Goddamn sandworms or something.
true.
Plus, if we keep
Someone did want to head to our death into what's the next tile?
Medical bill has been expended, Mr. Walterian. It has been noted that you have yet to finish your medical treatment at the medical center. Do you wish to cancel your medical treatment?
Yes! Hard yes.
This will cost you an additional 50% to your payment.
Fine. Wait. What?
Thank you. We will now be extracting payment shortly.
What?
Just enjoy. As the jazz starts playing again, you're pretty sure something's singing with the jazz, but it just comes out as.
What did you do?
I don't know. I'm thinking we should just get out of this tower as soon as possible. And stick to the mountains.
Good plan.
If the old maps are at least still accurate, towards the south end of the mountain range, there should be an actual defined trail that we can use that skirts the desert.
Yeah, when we get to the next town, we'll just put a big warning on this tower. Enter at your own risk.
You're already told about that.
I'll do it again.
No, seriously, don't even go in on a dare.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, it notes, for 5 gold, you can get the full CD.
What's a CD? Going.
This is the clearest music I ever heard from a automaton.
I think we should leave. I'm getting the sense
Yeah,
that
before
we
this.
hear something more fuckered up is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll hand it back out.
Let's go to the elevator to the first one
Yeah,
and bolt.
I'll check us out and then I'll meet you down there.
Yep. And you go to the elevator. It takes you an hour to find it, mostly because it's invisible, but you know where it should be, so it's just about finding a button that you can't see, which is just basically grinding on the wall until you eventually push it. And you step inside. The jazz is still playing, it's even playing in the elevator.
Hit the big G for ground level.
Yep.
Ground level or
1 for first floor, whichever it is.
It says ground floor. There's also basement levels.
no ground floor is just
Out of
fine.
my curiosity, I am not interested enough to know.
Thank you. Yes. You finish up your payment, Mortarian.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience. We would like to reiterate the following. And that Mr. Oru wishes to wish you luck.
Mr. Oru. God damn. Wait,
Do you know him?
there was a Jack Oru. We faced him. He was a Darkscape agent.
Have a lovely day.
Didn't we kill him?
Let's just get out of here fast and get to the next place, so we can actually heal up without someone trying to murder us in our sleep.
Well, you're all healed. You feel great, even. It's good. Then you guys get to head out, and you get to experience another salt storm.
Staying the mountains. Staying towards the mountains.
Yeah, you make your way towards the mountains as quickly as you can. And eventually you make it there, and you get to skirt those mountains hard. It is a rough several days. Let's be clear here. Let's be very clear here. Whereas the dunes themselves were flat and thus easy terrain, this is rough terrain, and you're already slow going. So it takes 2 days per square, and so it's basically 2, 4, 6, and then you get to make the mad dash, and 7, and then 8, 9. You're finally here, and on the map where I moved your map token, miserable and very burned out on supplies, because turns out salt storms and a salt desert has basically nothing vegetative-wise that's super edible. So you burn through a shit ton of rations, but you're here.
First plant I see, I turn to magic just to get his food.
The very first plant you see is a battle citrus.
Good enough.
It's at the edge of the desert.
Good. Near ocean. I'm going to start fishing.
You're not near ocean.
Now we're like a day
Oh.
away.
Oh, never mind.
You're a day and a half away from the ocean when you finally... You're covered in salt, sweat, and more salt. All your clothes are going to need to be cleaned. It's...
I'm at the
And-
end of the story.
Let's get to the town. Let's get to the town first.
Oh yeah. The worst part is you realize that as you're looking at your map and your auto cartographer as it's setting things up, and you know how far Arpton is, you're realizing you're at least 5 days out from getting to Arpton. And you guys need a day of rest to basically just fix all your shit, clean yourselves up, etc. Because otherwise you're going to irritate your skin, which is going to be really bad. Yeah.
Is there any, like, creek or anything near us?
This is a very muggy and wet climate when you're not in the desert. Which is the good news, because guess what?
Water. Vegetation.
It's
no salt storms.
the salt storms aren't the worst of it. I mean, they're bad, but no, it's this. It hits you as you're resting and cleaning up all your stuff. It hits you, and it hits you hard.
You know,
Rain.
after,
It's
after,
beautiful.
after traveling the desert, the rain feels nice. I admit.
It is
Yeah.
actual rain, right?
Yeah, it's actual rain too, so you get to actually do
just gonna
something very.
basically go outside and like do like snow angels just in the rain.
In the mud, and it. Oh my god, it is so good. Motarian, you understand so much more about the world right now. You just crossed the Zenroku, and you hate everything about it.
Oh god.
You hate everything.
If I could, I'd
You-
declare war on it.
I'm just still standing in front of my tent in meditating position and smiling like the gods have finally blessed us. I'm
you,
never going back there again.
Yeah, you now understand why people talk about the Zenroku Desert as the Sundo Desert is a desert, yes, and it is harsh.
But it's a regular
But this-
desert.
It is not a salt desert of hell, and thus, the salt storms aren't an issue. And there's also the Dulcins. There's actual people that live in the desert, so you'll potentially be saved if you get lost or anything else. And you're like, oh yeah, we didn't meet any of the actual natives of the Zenroku. Fucking hell, we didn't meet any of the natives of the Zenroku. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I have no problem
Okay,
going
consi-
back to that tower again.
I'm like, considering what we've been through in the tower already, I consider that a good thing.
The tower people aren't natives. The natives are various halfling traders.
You know what? So be it.
Yeah. And maybe Dax, you don't know. You don't know if he's actually a native of the region or not. He was elven, but,
He's someone I'm gonna punch when I next see him.
I mean, he's definitely not one of the people that owns or works the tower.
Oh, not Dex. Never mind. Not him. I was thinking the shopkeeper.
The shopkeeper that was like, well, you're gonna die.
Absolutely, I'm going to punch him.
He gave you a pretty good warning. It's not his fault that you took his advice in the same way other people do. But on the plus side, you have an experience. It really has been an experience. You
Mortane's
Yeah.
literally just gonna sleep out in the rain. Just be happy, leaning against a tree. It's the rain. It's all nice. Things aren't evil anymore. His anger
Yeah.
of the world is diminishing.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Also, you had to fight at least one more desert rover while you're in the Zenroku.
But we at least learned more about those things. Did it take anything from us?
No, it didn't. This time you actually were in the tent when it was there, and that let you actually respond to it faster. And hey, Soul, you only have minor scarification from being hit by a lightning bolt.
I can only imagine the scarification I have for this venture.
I mean, it's just more scars on your already prodigious amount of scars.
Yep. Probably covered up quite a few.
Yeah, it's just a pattern now.
Right now, I'm just wearing that as a badge of honor. Like, I got struck by lightning and almost got eaten by a creature. You know what? I'll take that story back to my senpai when I get out of this whole adventure.
Yeah. And the just water and rain makes you all finally feel safe. And now you realize you're close. You've actually made some pretty good progress. You just need to get to Arpton. Then you need to hit West Arpton. And then the Dragon Pillars, and continue your journey through there over to Listless in the Auburn Wood. And then Roku Zamalia and Old Roku.
Yep.
And maybe in Arpton you can commission a airship. Or request an airship. And finally start looking for that pirate. Either way, progress. Beautiful, beautiful, horrific progress. But hey, it's progress. Yeah. And as you guys are resting there, lying in the mud and the muck.
And it feels so good.
Yeah. It's moisturizing.
Mm-hmm. Just continue on.
Yeah.
Vegetation. Constantly using my magic just to get us food back.
Yeah, that's probably also a good choice.
And as long as it keeps raining, I keep ensuring that I have all the water up. All my jugs are full. Water.
Yeah, and you keep doing that. And about a day or so later, you encounter a person on the road. They smile and wave at you as they approach your group looking at the situation.
I wave back.
She's draconic descended in nature. You're not sure how much of her bloodline is draconic, but the two sets of horns, which are more draconic than devilish or anything, indicates that. She has some light scales on her arms and is wearing very loose purple clothing. And has long tresses of pink purple hair. And she smiles. Hello. As her gleaming red eyes look over at the group of you. Hello.
Hi. You are real, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, thankful Tora. I fucking hate that desert. Hell and skeleton death and...
Oh, you were in the Zenroku, eh?
Yes.
Oh, yes. It sucks up all the moisture, which is why you get these rainstorms around the edges all the time.
You have no idea how good it felt after all that shit in the desert.
Oh, no, I understand. It's not a pleasant place. You shouldn't travel in it, honestly.
Clock towers, all that measures are fucked up.
Oh, you got into the tower.
Yes.
I heard people that enter the tower always die unpleasant deaths.
It's probably because they go to the 13th floor for the medical wing and end up getting killed because they're not going to kill you.
Oh, no, I mean after they leave.
So, I guess no one actually just thought to run the mountains or something. We left. We survived. That's all I care about.
I mean, that's actually good. I'm very proud of all of you. Anyways, hello. I'm looking for a person. Have you seen them?
Potentially? Could you describe them?
Oh, yes. And she starts describing Inquisitor's character. Sorry, Seawall's character.
I think he took a break for a couple. I think he took a break to travel some other path, but he'll be back with us eventually. Why?
Oh, he's with you. Oh, thank you. That's very useful. I'll be sure to meet you. Which way are you heading?
We're heading towards Arpton, east.
Oh, thank you. That's very appreciative. I will meet you all there then. Hopefully, he will be with you all.
May we have your name?
You may not.
So how are we supposed to let him know you're coming?
Oh, He knows.
Okay.
Toodles!
All right.
And yeah,
I think we fucked up.
It only depends on how big of
no.
a fuck up if he discovers we did that.
Never tell Seymour what happened this session is the name of the game now.
We cannot tell him we came across his booty call or something.
How did she find me, guys?
Alright.
Guys, how did she find me? Why is she saying, oh, so they were telling the truth? Why is she saying this, guys?
No habla Carmen?
No,
We
no,
do
no.
not know.
You're
She's just.
you're a dwarf, so you have to make it more. You have to be more. No. Danish.
Don't speak Carmen.
Sure, we'll go with that. Well, we'll go with that. Anyways, we'll do the rest of the journey next session as you guys survived Zenroku, relatively luckily intact. You guys didn't get attacked by any of the salt drakes.
I'm glad.
Oh yeah, only one.
No, we never got
That was a
no,
salt. That was a rover.
that was a
Those are
rover.
different. Yeah, the salt drake is entirely different.
Yes. I'm thinking we would have probably encountered that if we just went straight and not went with the mountains.
Maybe.
Unless it's stalking us and being sneaky about it, and we turn around and see it.
Just standing there.
How? Yeah, you go turn around to see it. I'm going to head to the town. Like if you die, we'll light a funeral pyre for you.
The town, which is 5 days away.
Let's just get right.
Better than yeah, just keep running away from the desert as fast as possible.
Let's put as much.
Why are you running from the desert? It's perfectly fine and safe.
It's evil.
It's safe, Kiri. Look, the desert even has brochures now that ask you how you enjoyed your visit to the Zenroku Desert.
I lived in this. I lived in the Shrouded Street. I lived in the Shrouded Street. Even my parents told me not to go to that desert. Now I know why.
They have a sign that says free candy.
No.
Yeah, you're the candy for the rovers.
Oh no, you're not the candy for the rovers.
Or the candy for something else.
Yeah, you're the candy for the salt drakes. Duh, Ty. The salt drakes need some nice, hard candy, some bones to suckle on, so they can get to your delicious marrows. See, there you go. There's some happy thoughts. Happy thoughts.
Yep.
Oh,
And
either way.
Warped and we go.
Yep. Either way, you guys are going to be level 4 now.
Sir.